Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to Purple Fish Photography. Today we are doing an unboxing of the DJI Air 3. Now I know what you guys are gonna say. This drone is a year old. I had to take advantage of the sale that they have going on right now. I think that part of the reason is probably because they're trying to get rid of some of their stock that they have. I know that there have been some talks about the Air 3S or the Air 4. I don't know how true that is. I don't want to say any comment on that, make any kind of speculation. But that being said, I was really excited to get my hands on a drone like this. I only had the Mini 2, and it definitely kind of limited my capabilities when it came to cinematography. This is definitely going to broaden my horizons, and I am super excited to unbox this thing and get it out there flying. So without further ado, here we go. Now we have the Scan Me for the DJI guide. You have the DJI Fly app, video tutorials, and the user manual. So if you scan this, it'll take you right there. So that's pretty neat. Wow, this is so much bigger than the Mini 2. Wow. Come on now, look at that. Just look at that. All right, so we open it up and we got the accessories and the cables in this top bag here. This comes with a USB-C to USB-C cable. And then we have the DJI Air 3 guide, as well as some protein packs. Just kidding, don't eat those. So now we have the props, loads and loads of DJI props. Keep this in a safe place. The RC2. Now having a screen on your controller is a huge advantage to me, especially for a content creator, because now I can film with my phone rather than having to use my camera to film, and I can also fly my drone, so I don't have to use my phone. Here we have the nice new antennas. This is much farther than the Mini 2. Don't really remember the specs. These are the specs right here. But you have your USB-C port on the bottom, as well as your mini SD card. That's for recording your screen for content creators. That's also big. It's nice because the joysticks are actually in the back here now instead of on the bottom, so they were a lot easier to lose before. Seem a little flimsy, I'm gonna be honest. So we'll see how that goes. You have your buttons on the bottom. There's your controller. I love the feel inside the bag. It's silky smooth. And we got your charging hub and your batteries. Now DJI actually does include the hub for you. However, they do not include a charging cable because DJI wants to push their $100 100-watt charging port. It's kind of a letdown because DJI should include a charger that's strong enough to support fast charging for their hub, especially if you're going to be paying for, you know, the entire Pro bundle. It's a little bit of a con, you know, when it comes to having all of the accessories that you need in the same box. I do think that DJI definitely could include these wall chargers for the hubs. However, they just chose not to for the Air 3. However, I did buy a 100-watt wall charger off of Amazon for 25 bucks. I will leave the link in the description if you guys want to go get this for yourself. This is a really nice charger. Anker's a really good brand. So yeah, compared to DJI's $100, I think I'd rather stick to something else. So now the drone itself. Ladies and gentlemen, the main character has arrived. I don't know exactly what I was expecting, but So I didn't know that the props actually don't come installed. So we'll have to install the props. Ta-da! Folds out the exact same way as the minis. On the back says to charge the batteries before operating to activate the intelligent flight battery. So we're going to do that. So you do have to press down the buttons on the back of the charging hub in order to get the batteries out. They just slide out like that and slide back in. And then we also have this little protector on the inside of the drone that you want to take out, obviously. And there's your gimbal. We have our proximity sensors on the bottom. We have our proximity sensors in the front here and the proximity sensors in the back. So this will give you a 360-degree obstacle avoidance system. This is also something that was introduced on the Mini 4 as well. So these props actually, instead of screwing in like the Mini series did, and it's actually spring loaded, so it pushes down like that and you twist it. So here it's going to ask us to just set up a few things first. And then after you type in your email and your password and you hit activate, it's going to say activate the device. Your device info will be linked to this account and serve as proof of warranty. Continue and activate. So your left dial will be your adjust gimbal tilt and the right will be the camera zoom using the telephoto zoom lens. The top left button is to use the recording and the right button is the shutter to take photos. Your return to home button is the same as always, as well as your power button, and you have the switch flight modes in the top, which is going to be cinematic, normal, and sport mode. Now, just so you guys know, the DJI 3 actually does not work too well in sport mode when it comes to obstacle avoidance. So if you're going to use your obstacle avoidance and you don't want to hit anything, sport mode is not going to be a good idea. If you're going to be using sport mode, you're going to want to be up high in the air and away from anything around you, because the DJI, even though it does have obstacle avoidance, this isn't foolproof and you could end up damaging your drone if it ends up flying into something too fast and not being able to slow down fast enough. Then it's going to ask you these, how do I fly my aircraft? Where should I go for my first flight? How do I fly safely? So I actually do have a Part 107 certification. I don't really need to know too much about this stuff. Speaking of which, if you guys would like to go take your Part 107 certification test, I do have a study guide for you guys in the description below. Pilot Institute is really great with making sure that you guys pass your Part 107 certification test. They do guarantee that you will pass, or they'll refund you the testing fee as well as the course fee. With that in mind, let's continue. Now we're going to go to the connection guide. We're going to go over to the DJI Air 3. Now I'm going to power on the Air 3. And as you can see, the remote connects nearly automatically to the controller. Now it's going to ask you if you want to purchase the DJI Care refresh. I'm going to skip this for now. Now it's going to ask you to update to the latest firmware. Now while this was installing, I did realize that, well, you can hear it right now. This thing is loud. Oh, and there goes the Air 3. Oh, and the controller restarting. But yeah, you can hear the Air 3 here too. The fans are actually quite loud, but that will keep the controller and the drone cool as it cools down its components. All in all, this is going to be a great ride. So if you guys would like to see me fly this drone and some tips and tricks on how to use it, as well as my review on what I think of the drone. I will be posting another video, so stay tuned for that. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. And as always, happy flying.